volunteering in Africa with children. And I would put a picture of Bali. And then in the area of health, I might put someone doing a Bikram's yoga pose, and I might put a runner on there and someone in a bikini in Mexico. And then career and finances, I always have a big picture of Oprah, and I write out each number of books I want to sell and cut out pictures of my book covers and so forth. And then for love, you might put a heart or a picture of a diamond ring or whatever it represents to you. But the more pictures, the more fun, again, the more associated you're going to be to attracting these goals into your life. Now, the other key piece that I really want to emphasize is that you want to get really deeply emotionally associated to why you want these goals. So, for example, using the goal of going on the Oprah Winfrey Show, I say that, and it sounds like a lot of fun, and she is my biggest mentor and idol in life, so I would love to meet her. But the bigger goal behind that is she has a platform to reach millions of people. So for me, in an internal, deep inner level, I know that that is the emotional reason behind that goal. So when I get associated to that, it really helps me move forward and attract that into my life. And a funny story about that, in July I was on a date, and I went to this wine auction, and I got there and someone said, "Oh, Oprah's here." And I thought, I know, I caused her to be here because I know that I'm resonating out on the level. It's not a time yet where I'm going on her show and spreading my message, but I truly believe that when you are getting closer to your goals, the universe gives you little tidbits that it's supporting you on your journey. So I encourage you to cut out as many pictures. You can use words, use whatever you want that's going to remind you of why and what that goal is going to make you feel. Okay. The next piece, and this is my very favorite, is the Remember Forward piece. Now, once you have this beautiful visual representation, I want you to put it in a very special space. And you can have a lot of fun with these Remember Forward dream boards. I mean, you can scan it and put it on your screensaver at your computer at work. You can make smaller copies. I have one that I travel with, and it's on my planner, so every time I open it up, there it is. There's my goals. Whatever you choose to do, what I want for you is I want you to look at it each and every day and spend some time visualizing how you're going to feel when you get those goals. So I want to share a little story with you, and it's going to teach you the Remember Forward technique, which is really a visualization technique. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the Law of Attraction or the movie The Secret. They teach basically creating your reality by changing your thoughts. And so a couple of years ago, probably, 5 or 6 years ago now, I was exposed to Jerry and Esther Hicks, who wrote Ask and It Is Given, a fabulous book. If you haven't read it, I strongly recommend that you read it. And basically, they teach you to declare what you want in life and then to go towards that, energetically resonating at a level that will help draw that in. So you never need to worry about the how. I mean, I have goals that are crazy, nutty, big, grandiose goals, and a lot of those have actually come true. But at the time when I'm writing them, just saying, oh yeah, right, how is this going to happen? And by doing that, I just let go of that thought. I just say, you know what? I don't need to worry about it. The universe is going to put it in my path, and I'm going to work towards it and just trust that it will happen if it's for the greater good. And so a couple of years ago, using this technique, my girlfriend and I had a ceremonial evening that we call the Remember Forward evening. My best friend Amber and I were in Sydney, Australia. We were on tour with Tony Robbins, and we decided that we were going to create an evening, a very special evening. We'd actually done it many, many years in the past. And we wrote out lists of what we wanted to attract into our life and what we wanted to let go of. And so we journeyed out to the cliffs at Coogee Beach, which if you haven't been there, it's a very special, very spiritual place. And we had this beautiful dinner, a nice glass of wine. We had some white chocolate creme brulee, which was both of our favorites. And then we made the pilgrimage down to the beach, and the waves were crashing, the stars were bright. We climbed these rocks, and there was just this air of anticipation of, have you ever had a feeling like that where you just know your life is going to shift? You don't know what's going to happen, you don't know why it's going to happen, but you just know that something big is about to happen. And so what we did is we sat on those cliffs and we took turns reading out the list of what we wanted to let go of in our life and what we wanted to hold the space for each other to let go of. And so after we had done that, we ripped up our list and we burned the little pieces and we threw the ashes off the cliff. And we had some sage with us, we had some vibhuti from Sai Baba. We burnt the sage, we purified the air. And we made a declaration to really hold that space to allow each other to let go of that in our lives. Then the fun part. Then we both read the list of what we wanted to attract into our lives. And so we took turns talking about all the amazing things we wanted to bring in, you know, what kind of feelings we wanted to have, where we wanted to live, what kind of lifestyle we wanted to have. And after we had done that, we celebrated for each other with an agreement that we would hold that space and do whatever it took to help each other attract those goals. And then Amber gave me a little wink and she said, "Play with me." And I said, "What?" And she goes, "Come on, just play with me." And she said, "Remember when your book hit the New York Times bestseller list and you went on Oprah?" And I said, "No, but that's my dream." And she goes, "Come on, just play." And I said, "Okay, remember when you married the man of your dreams and had that beautiful wedding in Assisi, Italy, and we all were there and celebrating the love that you had?" And she said, "Yes. And remember when we had that beautiful dinner party and Nelson Mandela was there and Mark Victor Hansen and Oprah and they got in a fight over the mashed potatoes?" And we started to giggle and I would say, "Remember when you had a beautiful baby girl named Leela?" And she said, "Remember when you went to Spain and we were on that sailboat and you went into labor?" And we just had the best time, really declaring all of our hopes, wishes, and dreams as if they'd already occurred. We were truly remembering them. And what happened is after the game was done, it lasted for hours. That was one of the best nights of my whole life. And after it was done, I had this inner peace, this inner knowing that it was given. It's done. All you need to do is go back in your life, be a good person, follow your purpose, and you will be granted everything that you desire. So fast forward a couple of years, I can honestly say that most of the things that we declared on that cliff have come true. Amber did marry the most amazing man on the planet so far, until I find mine. And she has a beautiful baby girl named Leela, and we all celebrated her wedding in Assisi, Italy. I have appeared on many of the major networks, NBC, Fox, the Hallmark Channel, for my books, and have created a whole product line around that. And a couple of months ago, back in August of 2008, we were in Napa at this exclusive networking event. And we were at the dinner table, and I looked at her and kind of smiled, and she said, "What?" And we both got tears in our eyes. I get choked up when I talk about it. And I looked over to the right, and there were some of the biggest giants in personal development history. There was Jack Canfield, Alex Mandossian, Stephen Pierce. I mean, just these people that I have mentored. And somehow we had become part of this peer group by the work that we've done in the world. And I just looked over at her and I said, "This is our dinner party. This is the party that we created on that rock that night." And we just both felt so amazing and celebrated the fact that you truly can attract in anything that you desire in your life. So I really encourage you to use this technique. The one thing I know for sure in life is that the law of attraction is the most powerful thing that is available. It works for the negative and it works for the positive. I highly recommend the positive. And what I mean by that is whatever you are thinking, whatever thoughts are going through your head, and whatever energy level you're resonating in, you're going to attract that into your life. So if you're in a bad mood, you've probably all had this day. You wake up, you stub your toe, you get some bill you weren't expecting, you get to work, it's a horrible day, and it just seems to snowball. But I'm sure you've also had that same experience where you wake up with a smile on your face, your favorite song is playing on the radio, you're surrounded by people that you love, adore, and cherish, and life just couldn't get any better. It's like Christmas at Disneyland all combined into one. And I really believe that that's because of the law of attraction. In this moment, you're thinking about negative things. You can't help it. All these things are happening to you. But in this moment, you're the same person. You're in the same body, you've got the same brain, you've got everything the same, only your thoughts are different. You're focusing on the positive, so that's what you're creating into your life. So with the Remember Forward technique, you can use this every day. I lead circle workshops all over the world where I have groups of women that come. There's actually a video, one of my products is a video that you can purchase to watch that and how to create that in your own living room or your own front yard. but I have created